12 years after it was awarded, here we finally are in Doha, Qatar for the 2022 FIFA World Cup, the 22nd Global Football Festival and the second to be hosted in Asia. I'm Scott McIntyre from the Asian Game, joined by Michael Church, also one of our Asian Game regulars. Michael, we've just got in less than a day ago, but I think it's great. You know, we've heard so much, we've read so much about this tournament, what it is going to be like, what it isn't going to be like, issues on the pitch, issues off the pitch. But immediately I got in, we got on the subway today, rode around, there was a bunch of Uruguayan fans there coming, singing and dancing, and immediately, you know, I realized this is it, where we're here, fans are here from all over, and no matter what the issues were, no matter what the issues are, we are here for the football, and to me, you know, we've heard stories before we got in about what it was going to be like. That's not been my experience so far. For you, what's it been like?
No, similarly, Scott. I mean, so far so good. I mean, it's been, you know, I arrived in late last night, similar to yourself, and, you know, walking into an airport full of Dutch fans, Moroccan fans, Tunisian fans. It's been great.
That's what you and me, we've been to quite a few World Cups down the years, and that's the thing for me that always makes it, is the fans, the atmosphere. I remember Brazil, especially with so many Argentinian fans, Uruguayan fans, and they've come all the way here from South America. I was on a flight yesterday with a bunch of Mexicans who were they were drinking a lot and singing a lot as well. But it's the great thing about the World Cup, flavours and different things, and you know, we've I don't know, I think sometimes people are guilty maybe of reading too much from press from certain countries and thinking what football should look like, what fan experience should look like, and what World Cups should look like. This is an Asian World Cup, it's a Middle Eastern World Cup, it's an Arab World Cup, it's an Islamic World Cup, the first time for all those things, except the Asian thing in Japan and Korea, but it's a new experience, and I'm really excited to be here. For you?
Yeah, I mean, it's look, we come down here, it's the night before the World Cup, the opening game kicks off, we're on the Coronation Doha, and there are people from all over the world enjoying fireworks displays, fan fests, and just doing all those things that people do whenever they're at a World Cup, meeting people from all around the world, having you know, a lot of fun and getting ready for what we hope will be 4 weeks of great football and great entertainment. Yeah, and the fan festival has opened here today as well, which is a great gathering place for fans. We saw there was a lot of music, concerts, life and activity. Can you imagine yourself on a day off getting down to the fan fest and taking in some concerts? I can see myself coming down, so long as the Black Eyed Peas aren't playing. But I'll happily give them a miss.
Right, you're not a fan?
Not a fan. But yeah, trying to. But that's if we can find a free day, because there's just so many games packed in, with the exception of tomorrow, where we only obviously have the opening game, Qatar against Ecuador. After that, it's pretty much 4 games every day, all the way through for a couple of weeks, where it's just going to be wall-to-wall football. It's going to be great. That is it. And let's have a look now at some of the fans that have been coming here into Doha, and a bit of the sound and colour of the build-up to the tournament. Michael, of course, the opening game is upon us, Qatar and Ecuador. We heard today from the two coaches, Felix Sanchez, the Qatari coach, at pains to point out that he felt his nation, his team was, not his nation, but his national team, the Qatari national team, was going in as underdogs. How do you think they'll get on in this first match? Such an important match for the whole country, and probably for the World Cup as well. It's a difficult one really to call, because it's been so hard to work out just where the Qataris are in terms of their preparations. We talked about this recently, about how they've effectively spent 4 or 5 months in a training camp. They've played a lot of games in Europe. They've spent a lot of time away from home. So this is an opportunity for them to come and play in front of their own fans, and to play in front of the world for the first time in quite a while. So it's going to be quite interesting to see how they fare. They're playing an Ecuadorian team that obviously has gone through South American qualifying, which, as we all know, is arguably the toughest qualifying that we have in World Cup in the World Cup, and so it's going to be a difficult challenge. But you know, they'll have the home fans behind them. They're at home. They're playing in front of their own their own fans. They're playing in their own stadiums, and you know, if you're going to be making a World Cup debut in front of on home turf, then you know, I think they've got a decent shot, I think.
Yeah, and we'll be back tomorrow night to review that, to look ahead to the other games, as we will every night throughout the tournament. Where our regular buddy and friend, Mr. Paul Williams, will be here with us as well. Unfortunately, he wasn't here tonight, just in time for the. We saw the. It's not an opening ceremony, but a really it started out slowly, to be fair, but it did build. There was a fireworks festival that we were a bit concerned about early on. It was a little bit of a visit.
It started with a whimper.
That's right, but it ended with a bang, it was really quite spectacular. I mean,
it was
animated drone displays.
It was fantastic. Drones flying in the shape of the World Cup trophy, and players in the sky, and hands shaking, and welcome to Qatar. Yeah, it was pretty spectacular.
Yeah, that is where we will leave it for this evening. Just a brief intro to the World Cup, and we're delighted to be here with you. Thanks, as always, to our sponsors and supporters, SMC, who've backed us to be here for this World Cup, to make sure that we can bring you excellent coverage, exclusive interviews, exclusive stories, video content on the website as well. And we will be back tomorrow to review, hopefully, a spectacular opener, and look forward to some other exciting matches for the 6 Asian nations at the World Cup.
And a Qatar win.
What's the score? We don't do predictions.
We don't do predictions.
What
do you reckon? Do you reckon Qatar come in tomorrow night?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. 1-0? 2-0? 2-1?
That is, well, I don't know. It's all on you. You've named every possible permutation. One may or may not be right. That's it for now, guys. We will be back tomorrow.